Hi, my name's Jackie, and this is a 20-minute somatic yoga video for tight shoulders. This is brought to you by the Enchanted Forest KC, which is my YouTube page where I am dropping videos for kids, tweens, and teens/adults that are all to do with mindfulness. So ways to find some calm in the body and the mind so we can really connect with our intuition. This is going to be a very slow flow style of yoga. Think of it like a moving meditation. So as we are moving through these poses to release tension in the shoulders, we're going to notice areas that feel tight, and instead of trying to force our way into poses, we're going to really use the breath to release tension that we feel. It's all about meeting yourself with compassion rather than force. So if you're with me, we are going to grab a seat in easy pose, and you can absolutely sit on top of a pillow if your hips are tight. You could also do this sitting on a chair to start. We're going to start with 3 cleansing breaths. And so you can put the back of the hands on the thighs, relax those shoulders down away from the ears, bring the eyes to a soft close, and inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose or mouth, dropping those shoulders just a little bit more. Another inhale, noticing how the body feels, and exhale, softening down into the mat. One more inhale. And exhale, letting go of any thoughts that have come up in the mind. And then gently grabbing the knees, we're going to pull the chin to the chest. And as you do this, notice how the neck is feeling. Round those shoulders just a little bit, round the mid-back just a little bit. And then gently come up, pulling the chest through the shoulders, squeezing those shoulder blades just a little bit. And if it's available in your body, look all the way up at the ceiling. Remember to stop as soon as you feel pain and meet yourself right before you start to feel that pain, and sit with that area right where you start to feel the tension. That's where the magic happens. Using the exhale to soften into the shape rather than forcing. Inhale back to center. One more exhale, rounding chin to chest. Coming back up and through, looking up at the ceiling if that's available. And back to the center. Nice big inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, gentle twist to the right, looking over that right shoulder. Noticing how the body feels in this posture. Smoothing the breath out. And sinking into the shape. Where does it feel tight? What can you soften with your breath? Inhale back to the center. And exhale, twist over to the left, looking over that left shoulder. Noticing where the mind goes while you're stretching. Are they thoughts of compassion? Or are they thoughts of judgment? It's okay, whatever they are. We're just raising our awareness around those thoughts. Coming back to the center. Big breath in and out. we'll start to shrug the shoulders with that in-breath, shrugging them up. With the out-breath, shrug them back and down. A couple more times. Inhale up, exhale down. No rush, no force. One more inhale and exhale. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and turn into a tabletop position. Take your time getting there. There's no rush. Once you're in tabletop, we're gonna spread those fingers out nice and wide. So we're gonna do a thoracic cat-cow. So basically your thoracic is your mid-back area. So on the inhale, what would normally just be a cow, we're actually gonna squeeze our shoulder blades together, pinching like you're pinching a penny between your shoulder blades. So you can look straight ahead if you want, or keep your gaze down. Notice how that mid-back feels. And then on the exhale, you're gonna push the ground away, pulling the chin to the chest. And your whole goal here is to separate those shoulder blades as much as you can. Inhaling back down, squeezing the shoulder blades. And exhale, round. A lot of times if you have tight shoulders and traps, you need to work a little bit more on that shoulder blade mobility so they can get real stuck, they can get real junky back here, because that's where we carry a lot of tension. So really being able to squeeze those shoulder blades in and out can really help free up the shoulders. Let's do one more inhale. And exhale. And then gently sit back on the heels. If you want to have a bolster that you're sitting on, that's fine too. And then I'll turn this way so you can see me. We're gonna grab the top of the head with the right hand. If it feels okay, that left arm can go behind the body. And gently inhale. Exhale, gently pull the right ear toward the right shoulder, feeling that stretch along the left side of the neck. Only going as far as you can without pain. What can you soften on the exhale? What can you let go of? Inhale up to center. Exhale, gently pull the left ear toward the left shoulder. Maybe without judgment, noticing if you have one side that feels a little tighter than the other. And gently come back up to the center. So we're going to go back into tabletop position, and we're going to go now more into a traditional cat-cow. So spread the fingertips out wide again. The difference here is for traditional cat-cow, your navel, your belly button, is pulling down first. So it's not as much about the shoulder blade squeeze as it is the belly button coming down. On that exhale, we're rounding chin to chest, pushing the floor away and tightening into the abdomen. Inhale back down to cow. Exhale to cat, pulling the chin all the way to the chest. We'll stretch the back of the neck and shoulders. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then we're going to come back and sit on the heels again. And again, you could sit on a bolster, or you could sit in a chair if you don't love that position. Take your time finding a comfortable spot. We're going to have the back of the palms rolling back, and the shoulders will roll back and down. So if your shoulders feel like they're here, see if you can gently drop them. On the inhale, we're going to fill the belly with air. On the exhale, drop the shoulders even more. Next inhale, We're gonna swing the arms up and overhead so the palms are facing each other, and pause here. As soon as you get restricted, it could be here, that's totally fine. When you're as far as you can go, notice if the shoulders are up or if you can sink them down away from the ears. Big inhale and exhale. And then next inhale, we're gonna turn the palms so they're facing back again, and gently lower the arms back down by the waist. Pausing here, inhale, and exhale, relax the shoulders. We'll do one more of those. Inhale, back of the palms to the back of the room. Swing the arms up and overhead, and then have the hands face each other. Inhale up here. Exhale, drop the shoulders. One more inhale. Swinging the arms back down, and let all that air out. Awesome. And then we're gonna gently turn back in a tabletop position. And from tabletop, we'll take a big inhale. On the exhale, sink the hips back into child's pose. And so for child's pose, if you can extend your arms out and really get them lengthened, and then gently pull the elbows down to the mat, drop the shoulders. We'll get a nice stretch in the shoulders. If it feels like too much, you can just bend the elbows and let the shoulders relax. Listen to your body. Meet yourself right before it becomes painful, and sit with that with your breath. Smoothing the breath out, making it feel as good as possible to the body. And then gently walk the right hand to the right side of the mat, left hand on top, and gently roll the left ear or shoulder down toward the mat. If it feels like too much for the shoulders, bend the elbows. And then walk to the other side, left hand first, right hand on top. Roll that left shoulder down, that right ear down. And breathe. Back to the middle, back up onto the knees or a seated position if your ankles are getting a little tired of sitting on the knees. We're going to bring the hands behind the head, gently pull the chin to the chest, bringing the elbows in toward each other. And then gently open the elbows up, squeezing the shoulder blades as much as you feel comfortable going. If you want to lean back and look up at the ceiling, feel free to add that in if it's supported in your body. And back up to neutral. So we're going to finish with a thread the needle to the best of our ability. If you have tight shoulders, this can be a hard shape, so we'll be nice and gentle with the body. but keeping the hips up in the air a little bit more. We're going to take that right arm and gently slide it under the left arm. Now, if this is really tight, bend the elbows, bend the left arm. You can have the right arm kind of bent as well. Should feel a stretch in the back of that right shoulder. And if you'd like to extend the left arm overhead, you can, but please don't force it. Noticing the area that you feel the most restriction and seeing if you can soften that area just a little bit more. And gently come back up to tabletop. We'll swap it out, left arm under the right. You can start with a right elbow bend. Kind of start nice and relaxed. If you want to extend the right arm overhead, just go as far as you feel comfortable going. Notice right where the restriction lies and sinking into it with the breath. Smoothing out the inhale, softening with the exhale, and then gently coming back up. We are going to finish with a final meditation, and we can do this on our backs in Shavasana, or if you'd rather find a seat, you could do that as well. So we could be here, you could be up on a bench or a bolster, or you could come all the way down and let your body relax fully down to the mat. And as we inhale, feel the belly rise. Notice how the shoulders feel. As you exhale, allow those shoulders to drop down away from the ears a little bit more. Another big inhale. And exhale, trying to keep the shoulders out of the breath. Noticing where the tension lies. And letting it go whatever you can. And start to imagine an orange ball of light right over the crown of your head. This ball of light contains healing, relaxing, warm energy. Allow your body to receive this light, and as it pours down through the crown of your head, feel the forehead muscles relax, letting go of tension. Like a gentle wave washing over your muscles. Feel that light travel down, relaxing the eyes so that they hang heavy in their sockets. Allow the light to travel down, relaxing the muscles around the mouth and the jaw. Allow that light to seep down through the neck, down the traps, down to the shoulders. And feel its warmth. Allow it to wash away stress, tension, and perhaps any thoughts around pressure or carrying the world on your shoulders with each breath.
Allow the shoulders to soften. Allow your body to sink down to the mat. Allow that light to gently travel down through the body, through the arms, all the way down to the fingertips and toes, relaxing and observing how the body feels. Let's do one last cleansing breath down here. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Make sure to drink plenty of water, get a nice glass of tea. And one of the things I've found with shoulder tension is that the more present we can get throughout the day, and notice those times where the shoulders feel tight or like you're carrying the weight of the world on them, gently allow that cleansing breath to remind you to drop the shoulders, sink more into the present, and let go of what you've been carrying. The more present we can get without that extra weight, the more those shoulders start to soften for you. I hope you have a magical rest of your day or evening.